Oh, how we wish this was in front of us and underneath us. Instead, welcome to our reality.
How do I say this? I can't say it. I've just got to show you. Let's go outside. We're now asleep. I told you I had no words. We're Becka and Zach, a couple who recently, after years of dreaming, bought ourselves a beautiful 40-foot Colvic Victor sailboat. Life is short and the world is wide, and there are so many lessons to be learnt. Laughs shared, people met, adventures had, and nautical miles to be sailed. And this is our way of sharing it all with you. Welcome to the Tay-Lee. Bloody doing it! This is actually no laughing matter. We are missing a mast. I don't know why I've got the giggles. Nothing, absolutely nothing is funny about this. But you know when like so much goes wrong and you just become a bit delusional and you just giggle? When I was 19 I had a T4 transporter van that I bought for £500 off Gumtree. But one night, it was about, I don't know, midnight or 1 a.m. I had the sliding door open a bit and it started absolutely raining and storming and thundering and lightning. So I went to slam the door shut and the whole door just fell off the side of the van. But I just stood there outside dripping wet and just laughing my head off for like half an hour because of how ridiculous this situation was. I was like, what is happening? And this is a similar situation. We're 17 days from leaving the UK and we don't have 50% of our masts. Let me tell you the whole story. Where do I begin? The survey said nothing about either mast, so that was, you know, a nice thing. And then slowly through the months we were looking at our mizen mast and we kind of inspected most of it. It all looked okay. There was a tiny bit of light corrosion maybe because the foot it was in didn't have appropriate drain holes, so there was a layer of salt water sat there and it just obviously, where the stainless and the aluminium were touching anyway, and that's just not a great combo, the salt just sped up the corrosion. So we were monitoring it heavily and then we booked a rigging inspection because we wanted all our rigging inspected before we left, just for peace of mind. We have just had the guys from All Spas over to check out the rigging. It's something that we really wanted to do before we're leaving anywhere, and we've noticed a crack in our foot of our mizen mast, which is a little annoying to say the least. But he said it was all looking in great condition apart from the mast. They've given a few pointers as to things we can improve, but tiny things like just adding some packers and tightening some bits, and yeah, it's minimal apart from the mast, which is going to be maximum. And we decided to do our own mini rigging inspection before they came, just so hopefully we would pick up on similar issues and then know whether we were on the right track with inspecting our own rigging ourselves. Anyway, we were looking down the mizen mast and we found a big old crack and it was about 10 centimetres long. So we needed to take our mast down ASAP and look inside and see the true damage. We spoke to a lot of people first before taking our mast down.
Is it about 100 mil, 120
Yeah, it's about 100 mil from the base to the top of the crack. But that's all the only bit we can see. Obviously, we might open it up and it might be worse inside. And then we absolutely didn't attempt to take it down ourselves. Didn't do that. That would have been very silly. And we didn't do that. Hello.
Nice up there, is it? Easy.
It's a bit rocky.
Nice there,
It is. Keep pulling. Okay. Yeah, a bit more now, please. Bloody hell, this is hard. Come on.
Intention on then lower it down with those, because then hopefully it won't be able to slip back because it'll be wedged in this corner.
Yeah. just getting it over there.
So we've decided that we aren't going to lay the mast down after all. Too many things could go wrong. Mads from Sail Life has come up with a better solution, and that is literally just to prop it up and just put it on some wood. We rallied all these troops up. Really appreciate you guys if you're watching. Robin Mills and Emma, the kids, Martin, Mads. We're really grateful for the help that we are receiving. So we essentially need a block of wood here, one there. We need to keep this tensioned so it doesn't go side to side, and then we're literally lifting directly up. I think we should put the big one across there. I was really determined to get that mast down ourselves, and there were certain people saying, oh well, maybe do it this way or maybe don't, and these people have a lot more experience than we do. And I think there's determination and there's just stupidity when you choose not to listen to the people who know best, basically. And as fiercely determined as I was, the crane became an option.
Crane!
Shall we just go for the crane?
It would be an easier thing to do.
Let's just do the crane. Do we do the crane? We're like halfway there. Kind of.
That's okay.
I look at it in a slightly different way. We're not even started yet.
And to not go with the crane, which is designed to do things like that, would have just been silly. Fair enough, if we were at the moment in Anchorage or out in the ocean, we would have had to do it, but we didn't have to do it ourselves, and if it risked hurting ourselves, the boat, the mast, other boats, it just wasn't worth it. We're booked in to go on the crane on Monday, which is a good thing. It is a good thing. I don't know why I feel so like defeated by this. I just like wanted to give it a crack. I wanted to have the challenge and give it a go, but we couldn't do it. It is time to take the mizen down. The crane is ready, and now I just need to take Tay-Lee round to the hoist dock, and I'm feeling really nervous. Zach's at work and Martin's going to help me out, but it's the first time I've taken her somewhere kind of by myself, but obviously Martin's going to be here, but still we can get to work on it, which will be really exciting. But yeah, like I said, just got a bit of a knot in my stomach. It'll be fine. It'll be so fine. I've done it so many times before. I've never reversed into a berth before, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. Oh my gosh.
It'll be easy, then. Right, he's cutting the crane. The other ones will be easier.
Yeah. We definitely got it. Ah! Bloody hell. The mast is in here. I feel bamboozled. With the mast off successfully, it was time to tackle the next challenge, getting back to our berth. There's about a boat length between the pontoon we're on and the mud. We basically had to try and get round. The bow thruster died because the battery isn't charging properly, which is something we need to do and fix. The tide and the wind are going the same way, so we just can't move. We tried our hardest. Basically the only thing we could do was Martin had to leap over the dinghy, got a line on, pulled in tight, and then the bow came round, and that was the only thing we could do. So now I'm tied up. High tide tonight is at 10:30. It's all good practice. Here she is.
Not so little.
No. Lots of people said that it would seem a lot bigger down on the inside. No crack.
Is it not?
Nope.
No, what? That's so bizarre.
It doesn't look corroded at all in there, really, does it? I did that the minute it came out. Once we realised the extent of the damage, we had 5 options. To TIG weld the crack, to add a strengthening sleeve, to cut it off at the point of corrosion and add either a G10 or hardwood block under the step, to replace the entire mast, or to simply do nothing and monitor it. Replacing it was out of the question at this point, as was doing nothing. We were convinced we would cut it off and add a step for a while, but now the crack wasn't the entire way through. That seemed pretty extensive. Adding a sleeve was an option, but having rung multiple fabricators, it seemed that our best bet for now would be to address the root cause, then clean it thoroughly, aluminium weld it and monitor it. Great, we have an easy fix. Nope, having run pretty much every welder in Plymouth. Okay, it's 8 metres.
Oh God. Right.
Yeah, it is quite big. I've been told that either they were too busy or not insured to weld on site. We were becoming increasingly anxious. So we did what we do best and threw ourselves into working to distract ourselves from this pretty overwhelming and mildly hectic situation.
Silly, I haven't got my hammer with me, but I do have this. I've drilled out all the rivets and I can't get it off, but I reckon I got it off. Just, it's got loads of salt on it. The actual foot though itself looks in really good condition, which is really nice, so we won't have to get one of these fabricated or anything like that. Inside is a bit disgusting, but it's not too bad. Having a little bit of a clean won't sort out. But I still can't see the crack on the inside, which is really bizarre. You can see the crack here, but it's like delaminated. Super weird. I'm just removing the top of the mast here because we've got 4 pulleys in here. The 2 here, a bit squeaky, but they do work. There's 2 on the other side which don't actually use at the moment, which are completely seized up. So if we ever want to get extra sails for the mizen, we can't currently use them because these are currently all seized up and horrible. There we go. 2 down, 2 to go. After way too much work, I finally got the last 2 wheels off. Took a lot of hammering to get this pin out because it was so wedged in there, because it's so just disgusting. So I'm going to go and see tomorrow if I can get some replacements for these and replacements for the other wheels as well, and probably stay away from, I'm guessing these are aluminium, but I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to try and just get some plastic ones so they can't degrade. Yeah, that is buggered. Day 2 of me trying to fix the mast. Yesterday I got all these old pulleys off. These are 2 that were being used. They're not too bad, but I definitely don't want them to end up like this in however many years to come. So I've just decided to change all of these out for something which isn't gonna corrode at all. And so I've got some that are made of plastic composite material. So hopefully these will last forever, or for the rest of the time we've got the mast at least. Those 2 are a perfect match for this. This probably used to have wire in it, that's why it's a little bit deeper, and these are a little bit shallower because they're just going to have line in them instead. The holes on these line up perfectly. Slight issue with these, nothing I can't fix, is that that hole on that is slightly, I don't know if you can see that, slightly thinner. So I think it's about 12mm screw, so I just need to do that. I've also got a new pin as well for this, which I'm just going to put in here. I just need to cut it down to a more suitable size. I'm going to hacksaw that down and then hopefully fit everything else back together, and that should be everything I need to do with these.
Oh.
It's not liking it.
Yep, that should do it.
That's a bit smoother.
Very much smoother.
And that's what we want. So something that I was wondering what the case was, I've got a new pin for this, and this whole one here is all pinned in. This one is loose, just sits in there, but that slips in here and is held in by the groove in the mast here. So I don't need to have any pins in that or anything like that. Oh yeah, she is not coming out there. You may have noticed in our last video we were washing our mizen lines. We took this opportunity of the mast being down to run some mousing lines through and finally got the green and brown lines white again.
So the lines are back on,
Apart
and
from this one.
apart from this one, because this is our mizen sheet, and look how clean it is. It was really gross before, but the lines are back on, and that's such a relief. And we actually do have a welder booked for tomorrow. This video is ending happily, which is a relief to say the least. Mast is going back up on Thursday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Welder is coming tomorrow.
Busy, 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 busy.
See you next week. I don't even know what the week has in store for us, but can't be as crazy as this week.
No, I don't know.